Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Basking Broodscale on the draw for game one against Energy, it would seem. I suppose we'll start with a Karplusan Forest and pass and pass. We're looking for Blade of the Bloodchief here. Does Mountain, does Voice, attack for 1, does 19, draw, Saga. Saga does get us to Blade. Saga. Rumble. Rumble Resolve. We have 2 land drops for 2 turns. Let's go Tezzeret. We have a Tezzeret in hand, but that might be useful later. We have 2 Broodscales, so we can bait out next turn by playing a Broodscale and see if they have interaction. Marsh Flats fetch 17. The worst case scenario here, by and large, is a bombardment. Hylia's fine. Trigger Hylia, always yield. Trigger Guide of Souls, always yield. Johnny, they should be tapped out for the turn, so pass in full. Okay. And triggers. Down to what? That's 2, 4. Yep. Down to 12. Not a comfy position to be in. Draw. Ballista. If only we had played the Broodscale last turn? No. Even then we would have been a bit short. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're still short there. We could play the Ballista, though. We can play the Broodscale. Again, we can kind of bait with the Broodscale. Play the Temple. We cast the Broodscale. Another thought is we just hold for a Saga, but I think maybe baiting up the Broodscale is correct. The only problem that I see here is 3. Let's say 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8, 10. So we're at least looking at 10 damage from 12 if we don't block at all. We can't block the cat at the very least. Ballista or Broodscale here? I'll cast the Broodscale. I don't know. Ballista actually can take out 2. Okay, let's do that. Let's go Ballista. Because we have Broodscale, cast, equip Blade, sack, and double Tez. There's Ballista, will pass. We hold. Again, worst case scenario here is that they have bombardment or a way to flip a John. Yeah, that's a wee bit of a problem now, isn't it? I think I'm just dead as a result. Could we have gone Tez for Needle? Sure, we could have, theoretically. Attack with a Johnny. Guide of Souls floats. And the Voice. Yield all. Triggers. Like, as it stands right now, I think I'm dead. Voice. So that is 6. Down to 6. Yeah, they have 6 damage on board. Go to blocks. Block. Before damage. Sack. Trigger. Pass. They sack target. I mean, not to mention that, but just the Johnny kills me, yeah. The bombardment kills me, the Johnny kills me. Not much we could do there. The only thing I could see to have done there would have maybe been to hold the Boseiju. I guess we could have held the Boseiju theoretically, but I think they still had lethal on board. Let's go sideboard. Cut Gemstone. Cut Vexing Bauble. Cut Might. Halflings, Rumbles, Flesh Raker. Is that right? Energy, Might, Flesh Raker, Emrakul, Rumble, Bauble. That's right, Cage. Which means cut an Emrakul. Alright, let's run it back. Fire Spout, good. Missing Blade. We can start with Soul Guide. And pass. And pass. Pledge Strand, fetch, 19. Sacred Foundry, shock, Ragavan. Play Grove, hold K command, so we can exile the Ragavan. Combat. And done. Ragavan down and hold. Second main. Marsh Flats fetch for Guide of Souls. And Ocelot Pride. We could Fire Spout here. Draw. Rumble. Let's start with Rumble. There's Thief, there's Flesh Raker, there's Saga. Saga does get us to Blade, but if we want a Fire Spout, we're going to have to play the Grove. We'd have another Rumble as well. Flesh Rake can act as a Lightning Rod for removal, is another thought. Probably right to go for the Saga though, but they also could be playing Wear Tear, so let's go Flesh Rake after all. Play the Grove and Fire Spout. Done. Pass. And pass. I guess I do have the ability to activate Soul Guide, so best for us to hold. Just on the off chance they try and Static Prison or Wear Tear it. Best not to get punished for being a bit lazy. 5 cards in hand. You have 6 types in yard. Voice of Victory resolves. Fetch Flood Strand down to 19. Sacred Foundry shock to 17. And Ragavan pass. Draw. Cage does not do much here. We can cast Rumble. There's Blade. Alright, well, I mean, it comes down to whether or not they have removal. Cast Flesh Rake, question mark? Pass. And pass. Discharge, yep. Like I said, using it as a lightning rod. But now we don't have the ability to combo next turn. What does Rogvan Pilfer? Rogvan Pilfers... Cake Man, that would have been nice. Triggers, 1 in hand draw. Oh. Well, we can't win. So I'm thinking I go Walking Ballista Blade. Have one card in hand. We can cast the Broodscale, which allows us to block the Ragavan. We can adapt as well, set up for next turn, cast the Broodscale, go to adapt. Do you have another discharge? You do. Yield all. And we'll pass. I guess going Ballista. Ballista's a bit interesting. What do you hit? What do you pilfer, Ragavan? Karplusin. Actually, I would have liked that, because then we could have Ballista cast, but now we can't. 6, 10, short 3 of Emrakul. They drew 2 fresh. Marine of Glory and casting what? A Johnny? Yeesh. Triggers. Draw. K command is interesting. We can exile a Johnny. 2, 5, 7, 9 down to 1. Not thrilled by that prospect. No Flasion Yard. Actually, we have to exile the Voice of Victory, I suppose. So Rampant Exile, exile Voice. Kind of have to. Done. Pass. So it mitigates 3 damage. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Down to 3, which means a Flage kills me. Go to combat. Ballista. Blade. Equip. I think I have to take it. Trigger. Ragavan Pilfers finds what? Oh, you have to be joking. Yep, that's a Broodscale. Mm-hmm. Draw. Temple. Cast Ballista. X1. Cast Blade. Do you have another discharge? Equip Ballista. So now we can make a Ballista a 3/3. Alright. So we can block and then ping down. We also could just play Cage here. I think I have to hold. Yeah, that way we have additional blockers. End step. So how will this work? They attack all in. We go to blocks. So we block. we block. I can block the Johnny. And then ping down what? Ping down the Ragavan, ping down the cat. Yeah, I think I have to do it that way. So before damage, sack, trigger, always yield, sack, trigger, always yield. And then we have to ping down Ragavan. Triggers. So Pyro, block. That would put us down to 1 as it stands. So I don't have to go after the cat if I don't want. It puts me out of the 1. Bombardment Flage kills me regardless. So is blocking the Johnny makes sense? I think at this point, drawing a card might make sense for me. Draw a card. Fire Spout. Alright. That'll be 2 down to 1. Trigger. 4. I mean, we were dead regardless? Right? Did they just slow roll me on that one? It feels like it just got slow rolled. Because we were dead no matter what to Flage. We're at 3. Yeah, I mean, I'll concede. Alright. Alright. Well, we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. We're just missing the Broodscale. We'll keep. Looks like opponent might be on Goryo's. So we don't want to play the Blade out of fear of Prismatic ending. We'll play the Grove and pass. And pass. Opponent says, big fan. I appreciate you. Brainy Sack Gaming. Alawara. Tamio? It is a... Oh, it's Affinity. Okay. MTG bot, you be lying to me today. You be lying. Draw. Glaring Fleshrake. Play Carplucin. They should have no way to deal with Blade, so we'll play the Blade. We'll pass. Pass. Next turn we can play Fleshrake. I think our best bet is just to drain them, basically, here. Eventually go for the combo if we get to that point. Blade into, actually, Blade and Ballista is actually relevant next turn. Well, not next turn, probably the turn after. Darksteel Citadel. 2 Thought Scour. Pinnacle Emissary from Warp. 1 down to 19. 5 cards in hand. What do you have in hand, friend? Draw. Second Fleshrake. Second Fleshrake's pretty good. Fleshrake. Pass. Pass. Cast Tezzeret. Then we'll have 2 left over for Ballista. Then we can't equip and activate. So probably just going Flesh Rake into Flesh Rake. Hold K commands probably right. And then go Ballistas after. Pinnacle Emissary. Okay. You also be mindful of Metallic Rebuke. They definitely have the blue mana from the Opal for Rebuke, potentially. They have enough for a Kappa as well. All we need right now is a Broodscale. Okay, blue. Thought Monitor. So no Rebuke, no Kappa then, unless they have another Opal. Paying cost for... I think they have a Kappa, but they might not have realized they need the second blue. Again, we can now play through Rebuke. Draw. K command. Cast Flesh Rake. Triggers. Always yield. Always yield. K command is mana neutral. It is mana neutral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, no matter what they have the Kappa, there isn't much we can do about that. Point blank statement. We played a land for this turn. Like I said, this is mana neutral. It's how much damage? 4 damage apiece. So it's only 8. Would push him down to 10, but probably not enough. Yeah, probably not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. So it might just be better for me to equip Blade to Flesh Raker and pass at this point. I guess I could have attacked through the Thought Monitor, try to reduce their life total. Yeah, that's probably correct, actually. It's not like I'm blocking. So I should have threatened the attack. Put him down to 15, or down to 16 at least. Blue. Kappa? Now we do need to think about Rebuke. Six cards in hand. Saga on 2. Paying cost for Emissary. Alright. A Cranial Plating would be bad. Plating would be big bad. Shivan Reef. They have another blue source now. Blue. Thought Monitor. Draw 2. And we'll just yield all. I mean, pretty much if I don't win on my turn, I lose. I would love for them to tap out right now. That way I don't have to play around Rebuke. Yep. We could block the spawn. Okay. I need a land is what I need right now. Warp. Alright. Do we have a land off top? We have a Broodscale. Yes. Broodscale. Triggers. We can play for Rebuke. They can only cast one Rebuke. We have the 3. And even if we sack the spawn, then we'll get more spawns out the Flesh Rake. So unless you have main deck Consign... Rebuke. Trigger. Always yield. Yes. Triggers. And that should be the game as a result. Because once it enters, I can equip the blade. Yep, opponent scoops it up. We got there. Whew. Well, that was the best draw there, I think. Other than, I guess, just land for Tezzeret into Ballista Blade so we can ping down their board. Alright. How do we want to play here? Wastecape Battle Mage seems right. We don't need Dismember. Let's take a look. Affinity. So Halfling out. Wastecape, Firespout, Thief. Wastecape, Firespout, Thief. Cut. Halfling. Flesh Rake. Emrakul, Rumble. We don't need a Soul Guide, though. Cut Soul Guide. And I think that's it. Yes. Let's run it back. Alright, let's see if we can win match 2, game 2. So we can go 1-1, going into 3. It would be ideal. Alright. I mean, we're looking for Blade and a payout. I will keep. The Fire Spout will help. We'll pass in full. Opponent goes down to 6. Needle can name Saga. It can name Plating. Opponent goes down to 5. Now, it's an emissary. Bauble. Warp. Draw. Bauble target me. So it tells me they don't have Opal. Draw. Temple. I will play Temple. I'll pass. I will pass in full. You have a land drop. You do, it's a Saga. So we can Needle name Saga so they can't make constructs. We also could just Beseiju it. That is another consideration. End step, draw, Tezzeret. Play the Grove. Needle name Urza Saga. Do you have a consign? Urza Saga. No constructs, please. And pass. So Tezzeret can get us to Blade. Beseiju can deal with a Needle if needed. Spirebluff Canal, Emissary, Memnite. So we can clear board here. Opal. I guess they do have Consign Rebuke, though. Draw. Flesh Rake. I will play the Forest. Well, let's see if they have the Rebuke. Done. Pass. Board has been swept, no rebuke. Could still have consign, however. Next turn, we'll start with Flesh Rake as bait. Do you go Needle or Might? No, you probably don't play Might here. Imagine Needle could go for Blade, could go for Tezzeret. There's a few options. Otherwise, you could just try and go for like a Bauble, try and draw some cards. You have a few choices. If you do go Needle, we do have Boseiju for later. Okay, so we have Boseiju still, which is good. That's not too much of a worry. Naming Blade of the Blood Chief as expected. Yep. Bauble, and then 1 card in hand will become 2 on my upkeep. Again, we'll use the Flesh Rake as bait for consign. Draw. Emrakul. Well, that's promising. Let's start with Flesh Rake. Does Flesh Rake resolve? Flesh Rake resolves. Let's go for Broodscale then. Broodscale triggers. Always yield. Consign. Dismember. Really? Okay, yield all. Body hits the board, and I will pass. Do we Boseiju here? No, I don't think I do. Not yet. 1 card in hand. I will pass. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 short of Emrakul. Draw. Thief. Well, that does set me up. Cast Thief of Existence. Only downside then is I can't go for Tez. I guess I can if I play the Boseiju. Let's start with Thief. See if you have a consign. Thief, it's Needle. Needle down. Play Boseiju. Cast Tez. Tez resolves. Minus Tez. For Blade of the Blood Chief. At this point, I will pass just attack with Broodscale. Down to 15. I mean, even if we just kind of go at this point for a beatdown plan, I think we have advantage. 2 Whip Flare. That's unfortunate. Keeps Thief. There's Drum. 2 types in Yard. Draw. Karplusin. Play Blade. Trigger Tez. Equip Blade the Thief. I guess we could have just held the Broodscale. Maybe. Bauble. Bauble target me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 3 short of Emrakul. And Bauble. Draw. Second Blade. Blade. Trigger Tez. Minus Tez. For... I mean, we could go Vexing Bauble, but I think just going for Ballista makes sense here. I guess, hold up. Just go X equals 1, plays around Rebuke. And go to combat. 3 down to 9. We'll hold, and this looks like we should be good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We also can play Emrakul here. GG's. All right, we got there against Affinity. So, clean win there. I guess actually, now I think about it, if we had just minus Tez for whatchamacallit, just minus Tez for Ballista, we could have cast Emrakul, couldn't we have? But again, we would have to play through Rebuke, so probably best that we didn't there. Regardless, solid win for round 2. We'll go to round 3. Alright, we're back for match 3. On the play for game 1. That's a mulligan. One says good luck, have fun. I'll keep this. This is missing a Broodscale to payoff. I'll keep pitch what might. Might seems right there. And done. So like K command wouldn't be bad. Tezzeret, Flesh Raker. Opponent goes down to 6. Rumble. Reveals Devourer. Could be Tron. Pass. And pass. What we playing against it? Could be ERAM, Tron, or Broodscale. Throws a curveball that's freaking through the breach. What say you, opponent? What you playing today? Looks like Tron to me. There's a lab. Imprint. Mindstone? Worst case scenario here is probably a Karnon 2. Tis a Mindstone. Or is it Dismember? Rude. Map. Draw. Ballista. I will play Delighted Halfling. I will play Springleaf Drum. I will cast Blade of the Blood Chief. I will pass. And pass. To crack map, finding a land. Yeah, with Tron growing in popularity, Broodscale does become worse. Karn is a hell of a beating, especially in game 1. Relic. This likes maybe an Odin list. Relic main. Means Emrakul is going to be almost nigh impossible. Huh. Broodscale. Adapt. We can our Broodscale. We can Broodscale, we can equip, but we can't then do anything thereafter. Because, like, I fear a K command, but I also fear a TKS. Yeah, probably just right to Broodscale. We're just gonna bet they don't have the K command. They already spent 1 Dismember. Again, I could equip Ballista, but that's not gonna do anything. I will... I think I equip regardless. Tap, equip, and go to combat. Swing. Alright, question of the day. Do you have removal? We'll pass in full. Land, K command gets you there. Now the Dismember gets you there. Land, you have K command. There's Karn. It's already equipped. That should be the game. Because we can adapt. Yep, so that should just be the game then. I don't think you have anything for 0 that saves you here. The right move here actually was not to minus, but actually to plus. What they needed to do is to plus on Blade and unequip it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I would have smacked Karn in the face for 5, but Karn would have still been alive, giving them turns. So the right move here would have been Karn plus Blade. It would have given them a turn at the very least. They don't, yeah, they don't get a turn. Draw. Temple. I'll just adapt. Triggers. Always yes, always yield. And so now we just need to always yield and grow the Broodscale, attack face. Yep, opponent sees the line, we get the win. Yeah, so the right move there would have been to just simply Karn plus on Blade. Alright, so we need Thief, Damn Sphere against E-Tron. So Damn Sphere, Wasescape, Thief. And cut Halfling, cut Cavern, cut Rumble, Soul Guide, Bauble. Rumble Flesh. Alright, let's run it back. On the draw for game 2. Alright, we're just missing whatchamacallit? Broodscale. I will keep. I will pass. Opponent goes down to 6. We want to hold the Beseiju. Play Saga on 2. And if nothing else, we can just hold Beseiju. Reveal another Devourer. Let's see what you exile. It'll give us more of an idea what version of E-Tron. Karn Ugin gave us no information. Ugin Lab, Imprint Devourer, Mind Stone. Again, a turn 2 Karn is a problem. Is it a Mean Stone? It is a Talisman. Close enough. And draw. Grove of the Burn Willows. Yes, let's go Grove. Halfling. Pass. They play Karn, we have Thief. And pass. You have a turn 2 Karn. Lab. Imprint or no imprint? No imprint. Karn. Actually kind of hoping they play Karn now, to be honest. A Karn on 2 would normally be a death sentence for this deck, but thankfully Thief will get us through. What say you, opponent? If they don't play Karn, what else will they play? Fleshraker, K-Command, Bolt the Bird, Brain. I mean, I guess you can Brain for Blade, yeah? Yeah. I mean, it puts me onto a mid-range game plan. know what I have in hand. I guess we can strip the talisman, reduce you on mana. See, interesting. Going for Basking Broodscale. That, I think, is actually a mistake. Wasescape. Ooh. So we can Wasescape the talisman. I like that better than the thief. And pass in full. And pass. Okay. 4 mana for what? Is it TKS? TKS eats thief? TKS eating thief isn't the end of the world. Draw. Rumble. So I'm thinking we could do what here? I can rumble. Try and find what though. Otherwise, I can besiege you, knock him down to 3 lands with 1 in hand. That is a thought. I could go Pith Needle name Karn right now. That's okay. Let's play the temple at the very least. The question just is, now what? Besiege you, land, cut him down to 3, remove Devourer from play. But then we don't get the Saga. We could rumble, still get the Saga. Let's rumble. There's Blade. There's second Beseiju. There is a second Beseiju. I'll grab second Beseiju and hold for Construct. Unfortunate that we rolled over the K command, admittedly. There's Karn. Karn ETBs. Yep. Karn activates. For what? They won't attack because they want to defend Karn. That much is clear. But what did they grab here is the question. I guess it makes sense that they took the Thief, having Karn in hand. Maybe the Beseiju was right. The Saga token will become a 2/2 or 1/1, 2/2, 3/3, 4/4. I think I can push it to a 5/5 even. Then we can attack Karn at TKS. We can lock down Karn with Needle. 1, 2, Sovereign Flagship. That is fine. Go to combat. Do you attack? End step. Make a construct. Tis a 1/1. Draw. Saga. Tis a 2/2. Grab a Haywire Mite. 3/3. Play a Saga. Trigger. Play a Pithy Needle. 4/4. Name Karn the Great Creator. Cast Blade of the Blood Chief. 5/5. Go to combat. Attack Karn, attack, Karn, pass. The sagas might just get us there. Karn down. Interesting. Pass in full. Do you have a land for that flagship? Surprised they didn't go for an EE. EE may have been right here. Because that way they could have cleared the constructs, but now they can't. Next turn we'll be able to move them up to 6/6s. Two. K command. Yep. Alright. And draw. Ballista. Ballista's pretty good here, actually. Because what I can do... Yeah, so let's do this. Cast Ballista. X equals 2. Play Beseiju. Equip Ballista with Blade. Go to combat. I guess before combat we can just ping. Sack, always yield. Do you have another K command, I wonder? And opponent scoops it up. I'll take the win. Alright, solid win against Tron. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4. On the play for game 1. Bobble on 1 or Stirrings on 1? A Bobble on 1 is actually pretty good. Especially if you run into Affinity. But looks like according to MTG bot, looks like they might be on Energy. So maybe Stirrings is better here. Grove. Stirrings. Stirrings finds Blade. We do need another land, mind you, but Blade is promising. Any order. Pass. And pass. Sacred Foundry. Shock 19. There's a Ragavan. Draw. Halfling. In that case, I will play E-Temp. Cast Halfling as a blocker. Cast Blade of the Blood Chief. And pass. And pass. And if they attack, do we trade? It comes down to whether or not they have interaction, right? If they don't have interaction, I don't think I can win just yet. So maybe blocking is right. But then we don't have enough for Tez. Was allowing them to ramp a good idea here? Probably not in the grand scheme. Like, if it was a Guide of Souls or Ocelot Pride, would have been so much happier than a Ragavan. Opponent's thinking hard here. I do wonder if they have removal, and they're just thinking whether or not they should send it at half lane. The answer is definitely not, but guess we'll find out. What do you want to draw off top? Probably a land, so I can play Tezzeret? Question mark. Static Prison for Blade or for Halfling? Bold move, Cotton. Alright. Having's online, offline for 2. There's a Broodscale. That's rough. Would have liked the second one. Do you have a land drop? There's the Arena of Glory and a Johnny Voice. Okay. Draw. Emrakul is not what I really wanted to see. I think I need to just send it and see if they have... Yeah, see if they have it. Alright, we'll go for it. Pass. Pass. Because right now I don't have much going for me. I need a land is what I need. And they don't have a Discharge or Flage. Paying cost for Flage. Alright, worth a shot. Because the land would have gotten me the win. Of course, they took the second Broodscale as well. Only have 2 Broodscales left. We need lands. 2 cards in Yard. There's a second Blade. They could play Blade. With the Voice of Victory, it actually is maybe not a bad idea, but Guide to Souls instead. Triggers, draw. Grove. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tezzeret. Tezzeret minus for Ballista. I will pass. And pass. Prison Trigger. We're never getting to the Light Halfling back because of the Guide of Souls. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pride. Bombardment. Oof. Alright. So Tez down. Am I dead, actually? With the City's Blessing, I might be. Actually. Because the City's Blessing, if they stack the triggers correctly, I think I lose. As a result. Yeah, no, I'm just dead regardless. Okay. Yeah, I had to go for it. Like I said, energy is probably my worst matchup by and large. Alright. Bring those in, bring Whale in, Grafdiggers in, cut Halfling, cut Gemstone, Rumble, Fleshrake, Emrakul, Bauble, Might, Submit. Alright, alright. Vel. Let's see what opponent's going to bring in. I mean, Clarion Conqueror, Wrath the Skies. That's probably about it, I imagine. On the play for game 2. I mean, we have Whale, so we can exile their turn 1 play. We'll keep. It's a bit slow, admittedly. Soul Guide can always be a redraw if needed. Soul Guide, pass, and pass, and pass. Fire Spout would be good. K Command would be good. There's Ragavan. Ragavan's going to get exiled. Draw. Rumble. Garplusin. And pass. And hold. Land. Go to combat. Warping Whale. Exile. Ragavan. And pass. Second main for what? If you play Bombardment, we'll Thief it. High Noon. High Noon. How would you play High Noon? I'm kind of confused by that one, honestly. I feel like that hurts them more than it hurts me, right? Am I insane for thinking that? Play Forest, play Rumble. Grab Flesh Raker. Really wish I had that Fire Spout, but c'est la vie. Pass. Yeah, the High Noon confuses me a bit. I do not think that card is really good in this matchup. Because, like, you just need to swarm the board. Sacrifice this enchantment, deal 5 damage to any target. Okay. We hold. Paying cost, Guide of Souls resolves. Draw. Needle. I suppose just play the Flesh Rake then. And pass. They missed a land drop as well, which is relevant. Paying cost. Yep, that's fine. Trigger, pass in full, no attacks. Trigger, trigger, draw. Grove of the Burn Willows. Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Triggers. Minus. For what? We could go Blade of the Blood Chief. I'm thinking maybe Ballista. And if you have Blade, we draw on the Broodscale, we just win. So we'll go Blade and then pass. I don't think there's any reason for me. I guess they can't attack with multiple if I keep the Flesh Raker up, so let's hold the Flesh Raker up. Did you hit a land drop yet? You did. Sacred Foundry down to 19. Ocelot Pride trigger. So you can float a card with Guide. Imagine Tez is down. Ocelot Pride. Guide of Souls triggers. Yep. At Tez down. Okay. Triggers always yield. I will say I would like a Fire Spout now. Draw. Blade. I'm gonna go Needle. Needle triggers name Goblin Bombardment. Down to 26. I think Bombardment just kills me at this rate. We will pass. I think on end step I'm going to crack the Soul Guide Lantern. Paying cost for what? Wear Tear? Destroy target artifact. That's a bit concerning, admittedly. Do you have Bombardment? If you have Bombardment, I think the game's over. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Guide of Souls trigger. Attack, attack. I'll take 6. Okay, just gonna attack all in. All cats in. Yield all. Yield all. Block. Go to end step. Triggers. Triggers galore. All the triggers. That's 3 cards in hand. I'm going to crack the Soul Guide Lantern draw card. K command. I'm going to ramp Scry draw. And done. There's Broodscale. There's Rumble. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, yeah, we can go for it. bottom, bottom, top, top, and draw. Question of the day, do they have removal? Draw. Thief. Fleshraker trigger. Thief eats High Noon. Yield all. Cast Broodscale. Cast Blade. Do you have Discharge? Equip to Broodscale? Oh, Wear Tear's fine. Wear Tear is absolutely fine because I have a second blade. Second blade. Equip. Admittedly, I should have left up another green source. Because had I done so, that would allow me to rumble and then find another Broodscale potentially. But this will be the game regardless. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win for 2. Okay, let's go to game 3 here. Bring back the gemstone, cut the Cavernous Souls, and run it back. Yeah, definitely should have left up another green just on the off chance they had the discharge, so we could have rumbled and dug a bit deeper. I mean, yeah, this looks promising. Just need the blade. Keep pass. One goes down to 6. Equally promising. Arid Mesa, fetch 19. Sacred Foundry, shock. Anything but Ragavan. It's a Ragavan. Draw. Play Grove. Pass. And pass. What does Ragavan pilfer? Ragavan will pilfer a blade, guaranteed. Because when Ragavan pilfers, it's always the card you want. Thief is actually pretty good too. Thankfully they can't cast it. Not that I think that's really was their goal in the first place, to be honest. Surveil. What you surveilling into? Fine, keep your secrets. Casting Guide of Souls. Draw. Rumble. I will cast Ballista. This way we can block the guide, ping the Rog. I want them to overextend here. I guess we could have just rumbled and blocked the Ragavan that way. Theoretically. Oh. Ping Rog. And pass. And attack. Draw 2 in hand. There's a second Brood. Alright, let's play the E-Temp, Fire Spout, red, green, done, clear, pass, and pass. Next turn we can rumble, draw, grove, rumble. I suppose the thief. We have lands for days. Play the forest. We'll cast the Brood here. The thief has more utility sticking in hand right now. And pass. Do you have a discharge? Seemingly no discharge. 3 in hand, passing. Could have a wear tear. I mean, at this point, we're just kind of on the beat down. Okay, there's the discharge like I thought. Okay, that's what I figured. At least we get some removal out of hand. End step draw. Another fire spout. Okay. Is this an orange chant? Surgical. Huh. I mean, yeah, you got all the brood scales. Honestly, that surgical was quite unexpected, opponent. Not gonna lie. So I wonder if playing the Thief makes sense now, just to apply some pressure to the board. Like, on one hand, I want to get value out of Thief's cash trigger, but at the same time, we'll eat the treasure, yield all. We'll play the Grove and then pass. They know about the fire spouts. They're going to have to play pretty carefully here. Pass and hold. And off chance it's relevant. I guess a good question is the temporary mana worth the potential of them drawing a card? Maybe not. We get a discharge out, so it eats removal one way or another, but then they draw a card as a result. Maybe taking the treasure wasn't worth it. Bombardment. And passing draw. Ballista. X equals 3. That is promising. Hoping that this Arid Mesa Surveil does not find a Flage. If it finds a Flage, we're in trouble. Surveil. Roughly a 1 out of 11 Guide of Souls to yard. Didn't want the guide. Paying cost for prison on Ballista, and ping, and ping. No energy for you. My turn, draw. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This should be the game then. 'Tis our turn, comrade. I don't think there's anything you can theoretically draw into. Draw. Trigger. I'm going to say yes. No more energy for you. Cast a Johnny. And opponent will scoop it up. Alright, solid win for game 3 against Energy. We'll be back for match 5. Alright, we're back for match 5. On the draw for game 1, we will keep Pitch, Needle, and pass. We could rumble on 1. Tameo. Oh. Tameo. Draw. Boseiju. Rumble. Eldrazi Temple or Tezzeret? Tezzeret gets us to Blade. Go Tezzeret. Pass. Hold on the off chance they run Bowmast. Yeah, if Tezzeret gets us to Blade, that's good. Polluted Delta. If they hold, then it feels like they're holding up counter magic. Probably just going to play the Halfling. Unless we draw into a land. In which case we'll bait out with Rumble. Second main. They has a clue. End step, draw. Second half lane. In that case, half lane. Do you have a counterspell? No counterspell needed. Half lane. Do you have a counterspell? We do miss our land drop, which is a bit unfortunate, but at least next turn we can play Tezzeret uncounterable. Blue Delta fetch, surveil. Yep, surveil. And we can try and play Blade. All right, and passing. Again, would like a land. Frog. Frog resolves. And preordained. Shields are down. Ooh, hold up. We now only fear a force. Bottom, top draw, Tamiyo attacks. Well, pass and full. If we draw into a blade, I think we win. Draw, unless they have a force. Grove. In that case, we can grove. We can rumble. Do you have a force? You do not. There's Cavernous Souls. There's Fleshraker. Fleshraker does help here. But Cavernous Souls more or less guarantees the resolution of Broodscale. I think I go Fleshraker. Cast Fleshrake. Use it as a lightning rod for removal. We'll pass. And hold. They can flip Tamiyo. I don't really care about that too much. Attack. Do you not float the frog? Investigate. I'll block the frog with a spawn then. You can definitely crack 2 clues. Flip Tamiyo. Paying cost, crack a clue. Draw a card. Put a counter on frog, float frog. Yes, float frog. Okay. Take 2 down to 18. You draw a card. You have 2 up. Tamiyo flips plus. Okay. Passing. Draw. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are short. Oh, I will cast Broodscale. Triggers. You have a counterspell. There's a counterspell. Perfect. Yield to all. Always yield. In that case, cast Broodscale number 2. Cast Tezzeret. triggers. Minus Tezzeret for Blade. Opponent scoops it up, we got there. So this feels like Murktide. Got the win. Let's go to sideboard. So, thinking Dismember. Anything else for the Murktide matchup? Let's take a look. Mainly just Dismember Thief. I guess Thief for Tamiyo? Yeah. So, like, cut Halfling Might. Halfling Might and what? Because... yeah, I guess Vexing Bubble's relevant, so is Soul Guide, so is Needle. Just got another Halfling. Because they're running pushes, so the Halflings are objectively worse, or at least they get worse in this matchup by comparison. Fun will be bringing in Consign to Memory, potentially Break the Ice, Harbingers. Don't think much else there. Everything else should be pretty standard. Double Flash Rake is good. Yeah, we'll go double Flash Rake. Keep. Pass. Thoughtseize. Tamiyo. Draw. Ancient Stirring. Forest. Stirrings. Do you have Force? No Force. There's Broodscale. I will grab Broodscale. Any order. Pass. And pass. If they're clearly holding up counter magic, we'll just play the Rumble. Yeah, we'll just do that then. Tamiyo. End step. Draw. Stirrings. Cast Rumble. Rumble resolves. There's a third Flash Rake or a Saga. The Saga seems promising. Saga. Pass. Because Saga can make constructs which can genuinely compete with them. And crack a clue. Crack a clue. Draw. Otawara. Casting what? Preordain. Okay. So they could flip Tamiyo. That is an option. But then it leaves me open to cast whatever. Riddler. Flips Tamiyo. I mean, yeah, we can play whatever now. Tamiyo plus Riddler Warp and draw. Saga trigger. Cast Flesh Raker. Cast Broodscale triggers. Now we have bodies on board. Subtlety, pitching Tamiyo will yield all. Put Broodscale on top. Yield all. Top. Triggers. Triggers. And done. We'll pass. And pass. Tamiyo can minus pull up Preordain, but that's kind of it. They could always plus... Is it Kaido? What is this? Harbinger is fine at this point. Tamiyo plus draw. They could have Consign. Broodscale. Broodscale triggers? Do you have consigned memory? Yield all. Play Grove of the Burnwillows. Fleshraker. Triggers. Go to combat. Swing. I guess I actually shouldn't swing at Tamiyo. Yeah, that is a mild problem, actually. Now they can minus for consign. Nope, they're just gonna plus. Alright. So they have the ability to alt next turn. Draw. Cast Stirrings. You have counter magic? There's K command. 1, 2, yep, there's K command. Otherwise, Ballista's an option. I think we go K command. Yeah. Play E-Temp. Cast. Ramp and exile. Exile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we want to go 6 in? We're going to get spawns back regardless. Done. Paying cost. Shoot the sheriff. Yield all. Go to combat. Unfortunately, this is 7 loyalty. I suppose I will still attack the Tamiyo. Put it down to 7. So at least Tamiyo's off board, but then I'm going to draw half their deck. Saga being online is good, though. There was a genuine consideration for me just leaving the Harbinger, just besaging that swamp, to be honest. Frog's fine. They've already gone through 1 consign, 2 consign, 1 consign. Do they have removal for the Flesh Ray? Because that is a genuine concern that they should have. Tamiyo. And pass. Draw. Saga trigger. Do I just die to Frog, though? I think I do, right? Do I just die to Frog? Shoot. That's right. Frog is an issue here. Play Grove of the Burnwillows, because I can't shrink it in a meaningful way. Grove of the Burnwillows. Maybe I should have Scrytrod instead? Yeah, potentially. Try and find a way to find lethal. Because right now, next turn, they can make it a 22. We can go down to 18. No, go down to 16. So even if we cast this 22, 23, gains flying. Yeah, I mean, if they just attack... Yeah, I guess I should have Scrytrod. Yeah, well... No blocks. Pitch your cards. Until end of turn, I'll just let this all yield. I mean, is there a way for me to get out from underneath this? I got down to 16, so I need to shrink it below 16, which means that most it can go up to is 20, but that's simply not the case. So yeah, I think I died. The only thing I can get out of this is I can see some cards they brought in, so like Stony Silence, for example. Interesting. Yeah, if I ram Scrytrod, I guess that may have been the better bet. Counterspell. Consign. And they have to hold up one counter magic, no matter what. I mean, Dismember will put it to 15. Me to 16. And all they need to do is pitch one more. No, not even a point in doing so. We'll concede. Alright. Let's cut Gemstone for a halfling and run it back. Alright, on the play for game 3. Well, that's kind of weird. Need green source. We have a decent amount of removal, decent amount of interaction, but we need green sources for these stirrings. Temple, hold. And hold. Dark Slick, preordained resolves. One top, one bottom, draw. 7 in hand, draw. Green source. Halfling. That's not a green source. Let's see if you play a frog into the K command. Unlikely, but you never know. Yep, we'll hold, draw, green source. There we go. Play the stirrings or the halfling. I'm going to play the stirrings here. There's another K command, so we can use this one as permission to draw out something. Otherwise, we do have the Broodscale. I'm thinking we go K command. Kind of a very interactive hand at this point. Then, again, we can use the K command to draw out some counter magic. They know full well that we have it, so it's unlikely that they play it. Or play anything into it, rather. Okay. Preordain. Yep. Top, bottom, draw. Let's go to end step. Is there a reason for me to cast the K command here? It gets rid of a counter spell, but we're not really playing much in the way of permission here. So I think we just let it go. Blade. Stirrings. Another one. Alright, we'll pass. I'd like a land, but... Alright. Draw. Cast halfling. Pass. Pain cost. Edict resolves. If you want to edict a halfling, be my guest. Fledgestrand, fetch 18. Surveil? Surveil. 6 cards in yard. They're holding up consigns, so we just need to hold. Again, we're not really playing permission for anything. So we just kind of sit here and watch each other for a bit. Fleshraker. Fleshraker we can use for permission next turn. Play the play the blade. Blade resolves. Is this a subtlety? It is a subtlety. Tempted to dismember it, but I will simply hold out of fear of force. We'll use the K command as permission. Five cards in hand. Attack. Down to 14. End step. Yep, let's start sending it out. What a weird set of circumstances. Counterspell, 4 in hand. Draw. Urza Saga. Trigger. Cast Halfling, or not Halfling, Fleshraker. Fleshraker resolves. Cast Blade of the Blood Chief, it's mana neutral. Triggers. You have a push, you have a push. Has something died this turn? No, they didn't fetch first. That was unfortunate. Yep, they forgot the fetch. And triggers. Alright. Fetch Flooded Strand down to 16. We're going to use this K command as permission for this dismember. There's Tamiyo. Go to combat. I'm going to try and send this off now. I'm going to scry draw exile. Exile Tamiyo. And done. Triggers. Paying cost for what? Force. That is promising. Trigger. Attempt to dismember. And pass in full. Paying cost. Counterspell. Okay. So we can get rid of it next turn. We're now in the clear, basically. Down to 7. Draw. Trigger. Play Beseiju. K command. Scry draw. Or rather, ramp exile or scry draw? I'm thinking ramp exile. They can't counter this. We can hold up the saga. Triggers. Triggers. Equip blade. Triggers. Always yield. Equip blade. Actually, can I win? If I equip blade 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can. Because now we can dismember down to 3. Tamiyo triggers 12. And attack. Alright. May have been off a misplay, but we did get there in the end. Alright, so that is a 4-1 record at the end of 5 with Basking Broodscale. I'll be transparent, it was a long, long night. It was a rough challenge followed by a rough league, but we finally got there with a solid 4-1 record. And against a decent array of decks too. 2 energy decks, Affinity, each run, and then Murktide. Not bad, all things considered. That last game, we definitely won off of them not sacking a land before pushing. That was definitely what got us there in the end. Had that not been the case, then I think we would have still been a bit of a pickle. Maybe not dead, but still in a bit of a rough spot for sure. Regardless though, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed and mistakes that I made, or any general feedback, be much appreciated. For as much as that help you all learn from me and with my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached a point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. Though if you do want to watch these videos live, you can catch me over on Twitch Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays through Sundays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can join my Patreon where you can watch these YouTube videos early. That being said though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!